In today's video, the problem with keto.
All by myself.
Hey guys, what's going on? This is Paul Ravella from ProPhysique.com. In today's video, I'm going to address the topic of a ketogenic diet. That's right. So the question came from my Instagram direct message, which I'll put here on the screen for you. Thank you guys for all the wonderful questions. I really appreciate the positive feedback. And for those of you that choose to be negative and get angry at me for not answering your question, please understand that I get hundreds of these and it takes me a while to scroll through them. And if you get angry and say something mean to me, well, I don't need that in my life. So I just block you. So please be patient. Now, let's talk about the ketogenic diet and what it means and what it is like. So this person has actually been doing a lot of cardio in the years past and has decided to add in some weight training. And he's on a very clean diet throughout, mostly keto with no carbs. And he enjoys himself on the weekends with friends, which seemed to work at first, but now he's hit a plateau and he's trying to improve his body composition. So I want to talk about a couple things. And the first thing is the idea that keto is something you can do part-time. There is no such thing as part-time keto. Now, they are experimenting with keto esters and ways to stay in ketosis. And if you are keto adapted, as in you've been in ketosis for a long time, there is an improvement in the amount of carbohydrates and protein you can eat and still stay in ketosis. But I think there's still a misunderstanding for what keto actually is. Keto is not low carb, okay? Keto is a lifestyle where 70 to 80% of your total daily calories are fat. Carbohydrates are minimized, almost nothing. Even protein is quite low compared to a typical, say, fit person's diet where they would keep protein around a gram per pound of body weight or lean body mass or whatever you want to associate it with. It's going to be below that as well when you're getting adapted to ketosis. Now, once you are adapted to a ketogenic diet, once you have been keto for a long time, there are some things you can do. My friend Dr. Dominic D'Agostino has actually talked about this quite a bit. He's been in keto for so long. He can actually have some carbs pre-workout. He can actually have a little bit more protein and still stay in ketosis. But this is a system of energy that your body uses that it adapts to. You cannot simply be keto 5 days a week and then on the weekend cut loose and have fun and then go back to being keto. That's low carb. That's a completely different animal, okay? You're not getting keto adapted in 5 days. In fact, you're not really changing much at all in 5 days, especially if on the weekends you're going out, blowing it out of the water, having a bunch of carbs, restoring your glycogen, okay? You're probably just starting to deplete it by the end of that week, okay? Getting keto adapted, which I've talked about in many other videos, it's a longer process than that. It can take a little while. There's ways to speed it up, like fasting, but the general rules for getting keto adapted, it can take a while, even a couple months for people to really see their ketone numbers get higher. And understanding that 70 to 80% of your total daily calories comes from fat means your diet can be quite difficult early on, okay, until you learn that lifestyle. And I'm not saying that keto is bad. I actually think it's a great solution for very specific reasons. And some people that are on a ketogenic diet love it for those reasons. And I'm not going to get into here because that's not what this is about. What I'm talking about is taking a very low carb approach, as this gentleman is doing, because very clearly he's not doing keto, okay? So for those that love keto, awesome work, keep it up, but understand that you still need to be in a caloric deficit if you're doing a keto diet to lose weight, okay? To lose body fat, in fact. But if you do cut out all the carbs out of your diet, you're gonna see a huge drop in scale weight, generally from hydration of the muscles in the form of glycogen, which stores water. When you stop having carbohydrates and you deplete all those glycogen stores, you pull all the water out of your body. Doesn't matter how much water you drink, you're not storing it anymore. It's just going right through you. You're not getting dehydrated, but you are going to see the scale weight go down. A lot of people make the direct association with the scale going down. Hey, I'm leaner. Keto is magic. No, you still need over time, if you want to get less body fat, to be in a caloric deficit. Now, a keto diet does make that easier for some people because they just eliminate all things that have anything to do with carbs. I have a friend who actually had to pull out everything in his diet that had gluten in it, and I think he finds it easier to maintain his weight because that eliminates a lot of the junk that's out there. Likewise, if you pull out all the carbs out of your diet, you're gonna have to eliminate a lot of the things that are probably triggers for people. So for those people, keto can be a great approach. Now, if you're trying to improve body composition, it is my feeling, and I would argue that carbohydrates are going to have a positive impact on body composition. Why? Because with weight training, you get benefits from carbohydrate intake, okay? There is a anabolic benefit to having glycogen in your muscles when you train, okay? It's gonna improve your strength, it's gonna improve your performance. Now, for my keto advocates out there that have been doing keto for years and their strength has come back and their muscle has come back, I have not seen that personally. I have not seen anyone take a ketogenic approach for years and have more muscle in the end, okay? And, you know, that's just, if it's possible, I apologize, but I have not seen it yet. And especially in the short term, I notice a severe decrease in body composition from those that go from a high carbohydrate approach to a keto approach, okay? So that's just my experience. I'm not saying that that's the way it would be for everybody, but for my friend here who is going out on the weekends and having fun and is keto, I say keto in air quotes because he's clearly not keto during the week, well, I think it would be probably a much better approach if you took your carbohydrates and kind of balanced it out through the week. Maybe you keep your carbohydrates in your pre and post workout meals, okay? Maybe you make sure you're getting enough carbohydrates so that your training is high quality, but you start tracking your macronutrient intake or you start tracking your calories and using cardio to create a caloric deficit, okay? This is how I train my athletes, my competitors that get on stage, because our goals are pretty clear. Keep as much muscle or build muscle, lose as much body fat, okay? And then get on stage looking amazing, okay? That's where we find this balance as competitors, okay? So if your goal is to do that, instead of just cutting out carbs during the week, probably having terrible workouts, not seeing results during the week, and then kind of crushing it on the weekend, having all these carbs and stuff, and then maybe your Monday, Tuesday workouts are a little bit better. Well, what if you just balance that approach? That's really what flexible dieting and my whole philosophy is about, is that instead of having these highs and lows or drastic approaches, we just take the foods you like, we make them work, and you get to have progress all the time. So that's gonna be it for my friend today. That's the answer to your question. If you have any questions to follow up with, please let me know. Or if you'd like to ask me a question, Instagram, DM, and I'll try to get back to you. But keep it positive, guys. This is all fun here. All right, man, I'll talk to you tomorrow.